So Rocky, let's talk about gun control. Hillary Clinton is a big advocate of stronger gun control, more restrictive sales, and more extensive background checks. Bernie Sanders, while he comes from a hunting state, has said that he wants more background checks. Both of them claim to be an enemy of the NRA. Obviously, gun violence is at maybe unprecedented levels in the United States. What's your position on gun control?
Well, first of all, I do happen to have a Colt 45, and I have a Colt 45 revolver in my house. And I have it there. I went and bought it. I went through the necessary permits to be able to get it. I also applied to be able to hold a permit for to be able to carry a gun.
So a concealed weapons permit.
Concealed weapon permits. It's in 1982. I was in the money exchange, and I needed to be able to do that. And I also had security guards with guns because of the business I was in at that time. But more importantly is this. The other day I was in England, and I went skeet shooting, and there was two beautiful guns. There was the double barrel, which is basically vertical, and then I have the double barrel, which is horizontal. And you do not know how beautiful it is to shoot a gun when you're shooting at skeets. It was a beautiful surrounding, beautiful time, and you feel basically empowered.
Target practice.
Target practice. Now, talking about guns, I believe the Second Amendment tells you that you have the right to bear arms. So the first thing you need to do is follow the Constitution. My team in the campaign is We the People. The Constitution says we have the right to bear arms. Now, it doesn't say what type of arms, but let's understand the following. I don't believe people should be able to buy an Uzi or a machine gun, or the way you see Al Capone with that thing that basically shoots the whole ball of wax. And I also believe something that history tells us everything. If you take a look at the Wild Wild West, and you saw these little villages or these little towns, and Gunsmoke, and it says, before you enter town, you must register your gun at the sheriff's office. No guns allowed inside the city limits. So the folks, I do not believe in having guns within the city limits. I do believe having them in your house for your protection. I do believe in to have them as you allow them by the Constitution, based on the Second Amendment. And I sincerely believe that people have the right to be able to have a revolver and have sporting guns.
So are you saying guns in the home for self-protection, they should be registered, but not be carried?
They can be carried if you have a legal permit, okay? And that permit is issued by law enforcement.
What about on background checks?
Well, guess what? Law enforcement is the ones going to give you the permit, and they will basically do the background check.
No, I mean background checks to buy any weapon that you would use in your home.
Well, today, to be able to do that, right now, my understanding, I do not know because the last one I bought was over 20 years ago. At that time, you had to wait at least, I think, 3 days. So I have no problem if you have to wait a week, okay? The answer is you need to basically have background checks from the local police, from the local sheriff, and if you have lived, hypothetically, in different states, maybe the background check should go a little bit further. But if I lived in San Diego all my life, and I should go to basically either the city of San Diego or the county of San Diego, or both. But if I happen to live in New York for 2 weeks, or if I happen to have been in juvenile hall or any scenario, then at that moment maybe it should be a little bit more. But the question is, nobody should be allowed to have an Uzi.
So no automatic weapons?
No automatic weapons, folks.
No assault weapons?
No assault weapons. That's reserved for the military, and that's reserved for the professional, and that deserves for the security guards. So the answer is, I do believe people have the right to bear arms.
Just not all the arms?
Not all the arms.
There you go.